A very warm good afternoon, everyone. I would like to introduce our chief guest for our interview for the day. It's Dr. Colonel VP Singh. We have heard you have been into multiple things. You are an expert in poet, and you have been a lecturer. You have been a doctor. How would you describe your journey?
Well, it's a beautiful journey. It has moved in different directions. That's a different matter. I started being a doctor and a person who was interested in literature. Subsequently, I joined the Indian Army and worked in the Army for more than 27 years, both in India and abroad, United Nations peacekeeping forces. And the love of literature, which used to be a love which every young person has, it somehow metamorphosed into almost a parallel profession, and today I perform not only in India but even abroad. So it has been a beautiful journey, interspersed with medicine, with soldiering, and with poetry, literature, philosophy, psychology. So yeah, it has been a beautiful journey.
It's medicine, poetry are two different fields. How do you balance these things at a time?
लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं, मुझे लगता है हर डॉक्टर को पोएट होना चाहिए। क्योंकि भावनाओं के जितने करीब, एहसासों के जितने करीब एक डॉक्टर होता है, उतना और कोई नहीं होता है। ज़िंदगी के दुखों के जितने रंग एक डॉक्टर देखता है, ज़िंदगी के सुखों के जितने रंग एक डॉक्टर दिखता है। जितनी आशा, जितनी निराशा, जन्म, मृत्यु, उसके साथ मिले हुए सारे एहसास जितने एक डॉक्टर देखता है और कोई नहीं देखता है। तो एक डॉक्टर को पोएट ही नहीं, एक फिलोसोफर भी होना चाहिए, एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट भी होना चाहिए। एंड अ डॉक्टर हु इज नॉट अ फिलोसोफर एंड नॉट अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट एंड नॉट अ पोएट इज अ हाफ डॉक्टर, बिकॉज ही इज द पर्सन विद डीलिंग विद इमोशंस एवरी मोमेंट ऑफ हिज लाइफ। या तो वो इस इमोशन से अलग हो गया है, तब तो फिर वो अच्छा डॉक्टर नहीं हो सकता है। अगर उन इमोशंस का हिस्सा है तो फिर उसे नेचुरली एक पोएट, एक फिलोसोफर, एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट होना चाहिए।
That's really great. You have been into armed forces. आपका experience बताइए. How did you feel?
It was, as I said, it's doing something for your country, wearing the uniform. There can't be anything better. There is a beautiful poem in English which says, "But how can a man die better than fighting fearful odds for the ashes of his father and the temple of his gods?" इससे अच्छी ज़िंदगी कोई हो ही नहीं सकती है। जो ज़िंदगी आप अपने वतन के लिए, अपने कौम के लिए न्यौछावर करते हैं, जहाँ आपको ऐसी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आती है जहाँ आप अपने से ऊपर उठकर अपने सोल्जर्स के लिए, अपने साथियों के लिए, अपने देश के लिए सब कुछ दे सकते हैं। इट्स अ वंडरफुल जर्नी, इट्स अ वंडरफुल प्रोफेशन, एंड आई पर्सनली वुड लाइक टू अर्ज एवरी यंग मैन to join army for few years. It gives you discipline, it gives you a purpose in life, and more than anything else it gives you love for humanity. क्योंकि एक सोल्जर से ज़्यादा मृत्यु के विभीषिका और कोई नहीं देख सकता है। डेथ और बॉडीली डिसेबिलिटी की जितनी प्रॉब्लम्स एक सोल्जर देखता है उतना और कोई नहीं देखता। एक सोल्जर कभी भी युद्ध का हामी नहीं भरता है। एक सोल्जर जो होता है कभी भी युद्ध की बात नहीं करता, वो शांति की बात करता है, क्योंकि युद्ध की विभीषिका उससे अधिक और कोई नहीं देखता है। युद्ध से होने वाले जो लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम्स हैं उससे ज़्यादा कोई नहीं देखता है, लेकिन वो लड़ता है क्योंकि उसको देश के लिए लड़ना है। वो अपनी किसी शत्रुता के कारण नहीं लड़ता है, वो इसलिए लड़ता है क्योंकि अपने से बड़ा देश है और देश को बचाना है, इसलिए लड़ना है। लड़ना उसके लिए शौक नहीं है, लड़ना उसके लिए कर्तव्य है। सो इट्स अ ब्यूटीफुल लाइफ।
It's beautiful life. Another saying, and it is a kind of statement actually in society, doctors and soldiers are pillars of our society, our country. What do you say about that?
They are definitely pillars, but so is everybody else. Why only doctors? Judges are not pillars. Bureaucrats are not pillars. Engineers are not pillars. Everybody is a pillar of the society. It is only that people today only trust one pillar, which is army. All other pillars have become suspect, including doctors, I must say, which is a very sad thing to happen in society. Everybody is a pillar. Every human being is a pillar of the society. Today, army is the only one which people trust. Others are not trusted, which is a very sad commentary of things, which is where people should look into their own professions and find out why people are not trusting me as a doctor, as an engineer, as a bureaucrat, as a politician. All are pillars.
As you said, everyone has each and
journalists, you all are pillars. You are the fourth column in a society. But how many of you are really working the way you should work? That is the problem.
Responsibilities, kind of.
Neutrality, being objective, not being subjective. That is where the problem comes.
Okay. Apart from like this military and doctorate, you have your steps into poetry. How did this start? Because
this started as a child. My father used to love poetry, so poets used to come into my house. My father used to recite when I was a very young child. Books were there in the house. My Hindi teacher saw something in me. He started teaching me the grammar of poetry. And it so happens that when you love something, you gravitate towards it. You meet people of similar taste. And then a time comes when you meet people who have really done very well in that field. That is how I came in contact with almost all the poets and shairs of India. Anybody worth the name, I have sat with them and performed with them. So when you love something, you are gravitated towards them. That things attract you to. All the things related to that attract you. You read, you learn, you chisel yourself, you better yourself, you meet people. And that's how it happens. The journey starts. Question is, कितना प्यार करते हो किसी भी चीज़ से? अगर बहुत प्यार करते हो तो जैसे कहते हैं पूरी कायनात तुम्हारे लिए खड़ी हो जाती है.
Yes, like another thing, as you said, like you have been into many things and it's many years. What is the one advice that you want to pass on to next generation?
My advice, as I was talking to the young people there also, live a very natural life. Live life and enjoy it. Enjoyment does not mean not doing your duties. Enjoyment means do your duty and then live life to the full. Make life a festival. When you are celebrating a festival, you are not unresponsible. Na? You are responsible. When you are celebrating Diwali, you don't burn somebody's house. When you are playing with colors in Holi, you don't throw colors on somebody who is sick or who is disabled. So every festival comes with a responsibility. This festival of life also should come with a responsibility. Do your work responsibly. Whatever you are doing, doesn't matter how big or small, do it with responsibility. Live life to the full. Enjoy life to the full. Don't fall to addictions. Don't fall to the biggest addiction of today, which is the social media. Love others. Love human beings. And you'll find that this life and this world is so beautiful. That's what I tell young people. Live life. But understand that your life is a gift of nature. Don't throw it away.
That was really deep saying, sir. Like I was a part of seminar which was held before and it was really amazing. Like, but other viewers who are not very present, like I would like to ask, what are your views on AI, artificial intelligence?
My views on artificial intelligence, it is here to stay. It is going to become stronger and stronger. It is going to occupy more space in our lives and in our minds. The problem is with us. The responsibility is with us that we do not allow it to become a master. It's a very good servant, a very bad master. Like every machine, a machine should be a servant, not a master. Artificial intelligence is also a machine. The moment it becomes a master, it is going to destroy everything. Till it remains a servant, it is going to be a beautiful servant and a very good servant. Let us keep it like a servant, not like a master.
One of the questions which our friends and other young people have, when they have interest in multiple things and they are passionate about each and everything, how could they master one thing?
See, in this 24 hours that you live, there is enough time for a busy man. There is no time for a lazy person. If you love things, 24 hours is quite a bit of time. People have achieved enormous things in these 24 hours. Be it Michelangelo, be it Leonardo da Vinci, be it Winston Churchill, be it a poet, be it a writer, be it an actor. In these 24 hours you can achieve so much. Anybody who has work to do will find out time. There is a theory that the time always expands or contracts as per the work that you have and as per the mental attitude that you have. If you love something, you will always find time for it. If you don't love something, you will always find the excuse not to do it. So all these people who say, I'm so busy so I cannot walk, I'm so busy that I cannot listen to music, I'm so busy that I can't meet a friend, are all giving excuses for the laziness. That's all.
Is that good? Being passionate about different things at a time is good?
See, if there is a passion, you can't control it. Passion by definition is something that you can't control. Passion is by definition something which is your mental attitude, your mental aptitude. It's your natural flow inside you. It is the natural human being that you are. Why you want to curb that human being? So if that human being wants to expand in so many directions, let the human being expand in so many directions. Whoever has told that going in one direction, reaching somewhere at the top makes life fulfilling. You might become successful, but your life might not be fulfilling. Your life is fulfilled by the small passions that you follow, not by the greater heights that you achieve. That's okay. That you will achieve or not achieve. There are many talented people who don't achieve those heights. There are many untalented people, unbecoming, unworthy. They reach very big heights. That's not an issue. The issue is you should not limit the natural flow of your personality. If it is there, it should be there. It should be allowed to go in as many directions as possible.
Apart from doctorate poetry and things, you are also a public speaker. Like, what is the common mistake like each and every person do and they later regret it? How can our generation can avoid those things?
It is said that a good speech should have a good introduction, it should have a good conclusion and nothing in between. So the moment the introduction starts, the conclusion should come. That's the good speech. It should be kept as short as possible. More importantly, you have to engage the people. Most of the people fail to engage people. You have to understand, you have to carry the audience and the listeners with you. Are you able to look into their eyes? The moment you look into their eyes, you know whether they're listening to you or not listening. You have to attract them. You have to have a sense of humor. You have to break the monotony of your academics and get into something which will interest everybody. So these are the small things that you have to learn as a speaker. Should not be too heavy, should not be, you are not here to change this world in one lecture. No? You are here to give certain insights. And every speaker should understand this, that in a group of 250 or 500 people or 5,000 people who are listening to you, even if 5 people open the windows of their mind that evening after listening to you, your work is done. The rest all are sitting there as a crowd. You have to understand that. You're not there to impress everybody because you can't impress everybody. You're definitely not there to change everybody because you can't do that at all. Your idea is to give a perception and let some windows open. Even if one window opens in one lecture, you are happy with what you have done.
Apart from all the professions, like what is the one of the sweetest moment you had, like which you would like to share with us, our audience?
There's so many sweet moments when you meet your partner, when you get a friend like Dr. Prabha Shankar. Those are sweet moments. Like I said, and it's not a question of exaggeration. I always thank the moment when I met him, and for 25 years we have remained as very beautiful friends. We share our thoughts and we don't expect anything from each other, and yet we give to each other so much of love and understanding. Those are all sweet moments of life, wearing the uniform, going abroad in United Nations wearing the blue cap, or performing in front of the Prime Minister, your book being released by the Prime Minister, you performing in Governor House and before Chief Ministers and heads of state. These are beautiful, sweet moments of life. Even the small moments when you spent on the field playing with some friend of your childhood whom you remember now, all moments are sweet. It's a question of how you look at them. Life is not made of one or two sweet moments. Life is a series of sweet moments and bitter moments. You have to choose the sweet ones and leave the bitter ones.
And you have been to overseas. So what is the one thing that you saw in the infrastructure and you want that you could implement this thing?
Oh, so much. They definitely have a better sense of aesthetics. Their infrastructure is definitely very well developed. They definitely have a lot of civility in their life, how they interact with each other in the social platform. I'm not talking of personal because that is entirely skewed. And their life on the street and the life in the house is entirely different. I'm not talking about the life inside the house. On the street, there is a civility, there is a decorum, there is a discipline, the beautiful aesthetics of how they develop their infrastructure. Discipline is absolutely punctuality, sincerity, helping somebody who needs you on the street. All these are beautiful things which we need, which we have not understood so far, which we have not really followed. We make beautiful buildings, but by the side of the building there is so much of dirt. We have not learned those things from them. We need to learn those things. But yes, there is so much that is inside us. There is so much that we do with our friends, with our homes, with our family, with our friends, with our children, that they need to learn from us. There is no doubt about that also.
Let's hope for the best. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.